Megan, I'll tell you one thing. It is getting cold out. What was the average temperature this morning?
This morning it was 30.
I know, like going out, putting gloves back on, jackets back on. You don't think about it. You know what I like about our new sponsor?
What's that?
They have a hot hydration beverage that you can use to get your salt and sodium and all that stuff without having to drink a cold drink after your workout.
This is very true. This is very true. So our sponsor for this episode is LMNT. If you haven't heard of them, they're a 0 sugar electrolyte drink mix. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of sodium, all the potassium, magnesium,
all the stuff,
all the electrolytes you need.
I've been using it. You've been using it. What do you think?
I love it. And the new hot drink that we're talking about comes in 3 flavors. It's the chocolate medley, as they call it. So it's chocolate mint, chocolate chai, and chocolate raspberry.
Okay, I know you. What's your favorite?
Chocolate chai.
I would go with chai as well.
It's really nice because a lot of times in the winter you forget to drink water because you don't feel as thirsty like you do in the summer. And so when you have a nice hot beverage, it's a perfect reminder to get your electrolytes and fluid in without much effort. So the exciting thing for our listeners is that you can get a free LMNT sample pack with any purchase if you use our link. And our link is drinklmnt.com/thedrop.
Yeah. So go out and get yourself some LMNT, and we're going to continue drinking it.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you soon. Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about stuff and running.
Sometimes.
That covers it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Stuff and running.
Stuff and running.
Yeah.
So today's a special episode, Meg.
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a recap of 2023, talk about some of the highlights.
I mean,
I guess we should have done this last week,
Yeah,
but it's
but
all right.
It's fine.
Well, we were busy with other stuff last
Yeah.
week.
And the year hadn't ended. We couldn't talk about,
That's true.
I don't know.
There
what
could
we
have been
talked about.
one more day of
Yeah.
amazing things happening.
The whole thing about 2023 for me was it seemed really short, but also very long. Like when you look at all the stuff that we did, like I'm like, this is insane. Like, do we want to do this again? Like, it's too much.
It is, yeah, it's crazy. Do you want to, are we actually running through everything or we?
No, we don't need to
Okay.
talk about everything. I
highlighted
put
it.
together a doc because I forgotten about all the things we had done.
Okay. Do we want to talk about anything like before we
The
get into
kickoff
that?
of Grit I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kicked off Grit. I know Robbie coming out hot out of the gate.
And that's about all.
Did you
I will
reach your
come out
goal?
as. Yeah.
16 miles for the month.
Yep. We are good.
Done.
No, I went to do a half marathon every New Year's Day, just to the half marathon distance. And so I had mapped out a run, which I actually did before because we stayed at this friend's house before on New Year's Eve. So it was like a 13-mile run. But the last time I did it was an out and back. And you know my hatred of out and back.
Why do you hate out and back so much?
We talked about this on the last podcast.
I know, but I'm like, it does. Some guy did message back in. He's like, nah, out and backs aren't that bad. And I'm like, I was thinking about it. I was like, my brain is normally so distracted anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And someone said you do get to see it's different coming back. So it's like seeing a different thing. Yeah. But I don't know. So we were in Southern Maryland in Leonardtown. Do you know where that is?
Leonardtown.
It's like past St. Mary's City, kind of.
Oh.
So that's you're almost in Virginia.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it nice down there?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Like I've always thought like it'd be cool to have like a little cottage on the bay or something.
Yeah, there's so many inlets and back rivers, from the bay that it's like anywhere you throw a stone, you're hitting water. So you could, it is really nice down there. And there's that's like the piney area. So there's a lot of pines and nice, so you get that if you're kind of running trails or whatever. But anyways, but since you're there's not much around there, you know how it is when you're running country roads, there's only so many directions you can go. So
were you running roads or was it trail?
It was roads, but it's also like main roads mostly, because there's some back
High
roads.
trafficked roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, but weren't you wearing the Terex?
Not for that run.
Oh.
That was, I wore the Saucony Endorphin Speed for the one.
Can't talk
yesterday.
about that.
Yeah, I'm not. That's it.
That's it.
And so I guesstimated the distance of this run by looking at the roads that I could do a circle and get back to where I was. And so my guesstimate, just from looking at a map, was
About 3 miles off.
3 miles off, which at the end of a long run,
Are you like one of those guys
It's
that's like, this little thing would be a mile?
I'm
Okay.
like, just like, yeah, I would be.
Eyeballing it.
This is how
Wait, you
Columbus.
mapped it out on a real paper map?
No, but I can, like, you look at the distance.
He had one of those compasses.
That's what I'm imagining.
You look at the meter on the map and say, it
Yeah.
looks like this far.
Okay.
It's basically how Columbus ended up in the West Indies and not.
I mean, back in the day, if you wanted to go for a run before the GPS, and I guess this isn't that far back because there's still computer maps, but do you remember like mapping it out on like Map My Run or something like that? And you'd be like,
I wasn't around at that time,
All right.
but
I still, like, if I need
Yeah.
to create a route, I'll go to Map My Run.
it was
to this
probably 10
day.
years ago. So you probably were around.
But you can still do
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
still around.
You can still do it. Well, that's how like when we do a race or something,
Yeah.
we'll be like, okay, here's a 3K or 5K.
I guess now I just use the
Interesting.
Strava. What is that thing? Is it Strava Maps? Where it just
Yeah.
shows like the highlighted is like the most traveled.
and you can build your
roads.
routes
Yeah.
from there.
Mm.
And you can also do it on all trails for a lot of them at trail runs. You can export your map onto your watch.
Oh,
so-
see, that never works for me.
Yeah, we
Okay.
tried to do a map when we were running from Manhattan to the
Brooklyn
Bronx,
Or Bronx, yeah.
and that was a disaster.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was a straight line.
I was leading the way. It was a real mess.
See, this is now you understand how I get lost all the time.
Yeah.
But you gotta. So the friend that I usually run with, he still did a half marathon, but he wasn't there because his family was traveling. But look at the watch that he still uses. It's gonna
Is it
blow your
like
mind.
an old Timex.
No, it's a Garmin,
Oh,
but
Is it
this
the 920?
like the huge one
Yeah.
that takes up your entire.
Yeah, I have.
I was like, dude, how did the battery last that long?
I have the one that's right after that. Now the problem isn't the battery. You've got to actually plug that into your computer to
Right.
transfer the data.
Yeah, you're right. You do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or no, you get
That's
the.
an antique.
It might not have the ant stick. Remember the ant stick? You plug in
Mm-hmm.
the stick and have to transfer it in.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, that's.
You need
He
to
refused.
gift. You need to gift him a watch.
He refuses to like. He's also one of those friends that will ask you for 20 recommendations, but then
Nothing.
just not like he'll ask have hopeful.
Is this the guy that
conversations
ended up
and
with
nothing.
ghosts?
Yeah, that's the
All
one.
right. Yeah,
He
tell
asked
me
me
about
for
it.
recommendations for any kind of shoe, and then ends up just walking into his local running store, and they put him in a Brooks
That's
Ghost, of course.
hilarious.
Anyways,
That makes sense.
but it was a nice New Year's Day run, and
Solo.
solo, even though there's a lot of traffic, and that was because it was one of those 4-lane roads that has a wide shoulder, but the cars are going 50 miles an hour.
Oh,
It's weird because
Really
like
that's
shitty.
not fun.
you're probably like this happens all the time. Like you'd be like you'll see somebody running, you'd be like, why would they be running there?
Right.
And it's like, oh, they're visiting a friend and mapped out their own run. Meanwhile, there's probably like 10 feet in, a nice little quiet.
Yeah, there really weren't other, and then the back roads had no shoulder, so it was pick your poison. But I wore that Tracksmith, the NDO. It's like a mock turtleneck.
That's
type
I
thing.
love
Oh,
that
with the
thing.
with the
With the
With the
windshield.
windshield?
Yeah,
I love that thing.
thing's like
it's very warm.
that's like really nice.
Yeah.
That
it was
might
a
be
little
one of
too
their.
warm.
You know how they kind of try stuff and sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
That one, when I first got, it, I was like, I don't know, and then I was like, this is great because it basically replaces a vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was windy, so that worked very well. But then sometimes the sun was coming out, and then you get super hot.
Oh, it's black,
and-
right? You got the black one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and then my gloves were too warm. It was just a
Speaking of which, I got
mess.
the gloves. You know, the from the last drop of Tracksmith. Gloves you usually wear because you want something warmer than, or mittens you usually want because they're warmer than gloves.
right.
These are mittens. And I'm surprised how cool they can, like how much air can get in
For mittens?
for a mitten.
Wow.
Now, the only thing I was thinking is advantage. So this morning it was like on the cusp. It was 40 degrees, feels like 35 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went out, my hands were cold. I could feel the air coming through the mitten. And I was like, oh, maybe something warmer would have been better. But by the end, my hands were pretty warm.
Yeah.
And if you just opened your hands, it like breathed really well.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's.
And then you could always
See, and I had the opposite problem. My hands got colder the longer I was out there because I just had regular gloves on. My fingers were freezing.
Yes. Was that the NDO 2-in-1 mittens? Is that what?
no, it's just the new mitten they have.
Okay.
And what I was thinking though is I have the NDO 2-in-1 mitten, and I'm like, if it was really cold, I could throw these inside that shell, which would work great as well.
Yeah, I would say though that mock neck thing is really and it's not cheap. Of course, it's $168, but there are other shirts that we've tried that are about the same price that are just not good. Like I feel like the Rapid Transit crew that I have from them, it's like that with the wind cuts right through.
Oh,
it.
that thing, the thing that looks like a sweatshirt.
Yeah,
yeah. It's surprisingly how
it's not warm. It's
warm
like the
at all.
coldest
Yeah.
long sleeve I've ever worn.
It's like putting a screen door on.
It really is.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I was going through my winter. Like I was thinking, I need tights, and so I was getting all concerned that I need to get some tights. And then I went through my baskets, and I was like, oh, I got lots of tights here.
Yeah.
And then I found that sweatshirt. And I was like, oh yeah, this. And I was like, I should maybe wear this. But yeah, the mock thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's very good. But then anyway, so it was fine.
What's the official name of it?
The NDO Wind Block Mock Neck.
Mock neck.
And then Saturday I did trails with Matt Kucharski up in the county. And that was, I always forget how cold it is once you get outside the city. Like it's like a 10 to 15 degree difference. And so I was pretty cold by the end of that run.
You didn't dress properly?
I had the Brighton base layer on because it said 36, 38 degrees, but then I think up there was kind of in the high 20s, so that was a little
brisk,
little chilly. It was fine.
You know what you could have used was that mock neck with the.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running trails, you're not running as fast
vigorously.
Yeah, so I ran in the Adidas Terex Speed Ultra, which up in that air, it was very nice. I think people are gonna love that shoe. Yeah. It's like a racing.
What's that
trail
one
shoe.
Cost?
Like $220.
So it's a race day price tag.
Yeah, it's $220. It's less than the Nike Ultra Fly, which is $250. So, but yeah, it's a nice shoe. And I didn't roll my ankles on the trail, although it was very, very close several times. Like there were some close calls, but I taped them before I went out.
You tape them?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like with KT tape and yeah. But now I have the Patapsco party is this weekend too.
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
And that's
All right.
50K.
50K.
So
Yeah.
I was talking to John about that, and he was telling me, because at first, for some reason, I thought it was 50 miles. But they were talking about, and I think even though it's a 50K, it's probably quite challenging because of the, like, Paul Gochar was like, yeah, you fall down a lot or something. He's like, the trails are.
Also, is this Saturday or Sunday?
It's Sunday.
It might snow.
I saw that.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be cool.
I'll make some epic photos.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
So, yeah, but on that course, would you say, like, Hat, I think is challenging. Hat has a lot of vertical.
Yeah.
Would the Patapsco be more?
I think it's similar, which, by the way, I signed up for Hat this morning.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
You're in.
Oh, man.
That's badass.
I was like, I really just don't feel like running a road marathon. Like, I just don't feel like it at all.
Hey, I get it. And the Hat's amazing.
And I love that race, and it'll be a good challenge. Like,
I mean,
what's the date of that one?
March 24th.
Okay.
are you going to go out and practice on the course at all?
Maybe, but I mean, I know that pretty well enough, and most of the trails, like Patapsco, is pretty similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm
Who else is
excited.
doing Hat?
A decent amount of the faster bastards, Matt Kucharski, a handful of others. Yeah,
That's awesome.
So it'll be fun. Yeah, if no one's ever done that, I feel like we talk about it every year on the podcast, but I think they had 50 slots. There's 50 slots left, so you should get on it.
And another thing to do is even if the slots get filled up, there's a wait list, and inevitably people don't train over the winter, and
Yeah.
they open up.
It's just such a fun. I don't know why it's so fun. I just love that race.
I think it's
like one of my
fun.
favorites.
I hate that race.
Yeah.
For me, the reason I like it is you have the loops, so you see people, and it's very convenient for like a drop bag. Like if you need to switch out shoes, switch out socks.
Yeah.
You can do it. I think it's super challenging, but at the same time accessible.
Yeah.
So that you can get out there, and if you train on the trails and stuff, you can muscle through it. And then I just think,
I never trained on the trails, not once, and went out there and it was fine.
yeah, but you're different.
Yeah, you're not a normal person.
And then the volunteers are really good. And the aid station, I forget where it falls, but on the big loop, you know, the one that's the long table.
Yeah.
People are great, and the food is good. There's like
so
hot
good.
pierogies, and it's just awesome. And I do feel like it brings everything from like really experienced trail runners to people who are doing their first like longer trail run.
I think my favorite part about it is that there's a 3-mile loop in the beginning, and then 2 like 13-mile loops or 14-mile loops. And so when you get done with that first 14-mile loop, it feels like you're halfway, but you're really
More than half.
17 or
yeah.
18 miles in. So it's a really nice
I
confidence
kind of hate that
boost.
first little loop though.
Yeah, that's annoying, but you know, it's quick
Yeah.
enough that you're beginning of the race. You're
That
with it.
what I love about it is people go out too fast on that first loop.
Oh yeah. There's
Like
nothing
every
better.
race. Yeah.
There's nothing better than
Watching somebody do it wrong.
yeah. And it's like it feels like the beginning of spring because sometimes it is nice weather. Sometimes it's, muddy or whatever, or hot.
I had one year where it was 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And there's no leaves on the trees yet. So
Yeah.
the sun was like right on you. It was brutal. And then I've had ones where we're running in snow.
Right. But then the end, like there's like a hill where everyone sits on and watches the finishers come in. You can see them coming from like a half mile away, which is super cool. So yeah, it's a good time. Anyways, so
That's exciting.
I don't think I'll be running I guess if I was trained up for that, I could run Boston in 3 weeks after, but I don't know that
You don't know that you'd want to.
I don't know that I even want to. Maybe just enjoy, if we're up there, just enjoy the weekend.
Yeah. We had friends who did Hat and then Boston.
Mhm.
And I don't know that they love that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't race Boston after that. I feel like you just have to go in with that mentality.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Although, like, one of my fastest 10Ks was right after running Hat, like a week after.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because you're so beat up from running those hills that it just feels like on a flat road.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah. That's cool. Anyways, so enough about that. What's up with y'all?
I don't know. Meg's back in.
Running?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing grit miles. So I'm just going to see, how much I can rack up this month, but still don't really have any structured training happening.
Do we all have goals for it? Like, I think I'm going to Saturn.
Mine was just 200. That's kind of my general goal.
I mean, I'll probably try and hit 300.
All right.
Yeah.
So Megan's going Milky Way.
I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm doing Saturn so I'm training, and so I'm listening to my coach. And
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah, and he thinks, hey, we'll get around 200 for
I like it.
a little over 200.
And Meg, Thomas, did you stay up till New Year's Eve? Like the
11:30.
ball drop?
I made it till 11:30.
Nice.
Yeah.
So close.
I know. I was like, we're almost there. You might as well just stay until
Here's the problem.
he was out.
We're on the couch,
Just falling asleep.
and I was doing that thing where you're waking up, and like I looked around. I don't know if you guys knew I was sleeping or not.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. and then I was like, I just want to go to bed.
It is a pointless event.
It is silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is a
Flat circle.
subjective, doesn't matter. I was getting ready to go to bed and then was like, I'll watch the ball drop. And I was sitting there and the confetti was coming down. I'm like, looked at my phone. It was 12:01.
Missed it.
That happened. So yeah. Jelly Roll was hanging out in Times Square.
We watched him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I just don't.
What,
get it.
his like ascent to fame?
Yeah.
I don't know. He has some good songs.
For me, all country songs sound the same. They really do.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
tough.
know. I think he's just a fun dude too.
I mean, his name is Jelly Roll.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
I just don't think he'll be around that long.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe he does. I wouldn't say his. I heard him on some podcast. I don't think he has the best habits in the world.
Yeah,
Really?
that would make sense.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll be seeing him running at any of the events we're at.
maybe he could change it up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his 2024 resolution.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Do you do resolutions?
No, but I did do something last year that I don't know if I'll call it a resolution, but I really don't like when people throw something out there and then they don't follow through with it. So I didn't want to say anything about it last year, but I was able to do a little over because I started in December last year. I was able to, I wanted to do 30 push-ups a day and just see if I could have the discipline to do it for an entire year. And I did.
Nice.
And now I'm like, okay, let's just make this part of the habit.
The best is when he forgets and like we've been drinking and then at like 10 p.m. he gets out of bed and starts doing push-ups.
Do you feel like that's made a difference?
You know, I really thought when I first started, I was like, yeah, if I do this every day, it should change things and this and that. I don't think physically like looking at me that it transformed me or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like between that and then I've also been like doing like lifting, that between the two, I have noticed a difference in at least my upper body strength and just I felt like things were sliding away, and now I feel like I'm maintaining at least some muscle and stuff like that. Like when it was surprising because I'm feeling pretty strong, and then we had those boxes of headbands come in, and Megan's taking them, and I'm like, I lifted one up, I was like, holy crap, these are heavy. I'm like, how does Megan lift? Because she does like 3-pound weights. I'm like, how's Megan lifting this?
Yeah, you might have to get on that testosterone.
No, I just got my inside tracker results.
Oh yeah,
I'm doing well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know
Because you're taking testosterone.
Doping.
I don't know what a sex hormone is, but apparently that I'm also.
That's a category on the blood inside
It was a
tracker?
weird thing. Did you have that on yours?
Yeah, it's not a weird thing. It's just part of your blood test.
I don't know. It sounds like they might just throw that on there to make you feel good.
It's the
off the
Austin Power.
You would read into it like that. That's not what it means.
You didn't.
Mine was high.
Did you fast before the blood test?
You have to.
The regular didn't eat after 7,
But did you fast on aphrodisiacs before that?
no, but I did. I did when they took blood. I looked at a lot of magazines.
Yeah. Like, whoa. The whole time you're in the waiting room to get at the inside tracker, you're on your phone, like, gotta get this number up.
I talked about that guy last week, right?
I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Eating buckets of oysters.
Got to get that up.
Right.
Do oysters really work? I don't think they do.
It's a wives' tale.
Yeah.
All right, your first check-in. It's a new year, and everybody gets super excited about New Year, and they all of a sudden think that they're going to be the champion this year, and they're going to be amazing. They're going to come out of the gate flying and racking up the miles without any concern of whether or not that will cause an injury or help them out. So just make sure when you're popping out the door right now, keep those easy runs easy and build that mileage 10% over week after week. Try to bridle yourself a little bit. We don't want you getting hurt, and we want to have a big, healthy 2024. Yeah. But before we get into next year, so second day of grit, I'm running and it's dark in the morning because it's early. I have a white knit cap on, but I'm probably dressed a little dark. And I get to this car and it stops at the stop sign.
Is this right by your house or somewhere
this
else?
is, where that Royal Farms is? It's by like the end of the street. So I'm going up towards Patterson Park, and a car stops. And so I think, oh, they're letting me go. And then they charged me right as I'm in front of the car, like they're stopped.
Yeah. I'm
running in front of their car, and they threw on the gas.
I feel like everyone runs that intersection anyway. By the grocery store, that one?
No, this is So up.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like that's at the bottom of the hill. This is midway.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of go in me, and no, they didn't go in me. Go at me.
Still talking.
Interesting.
We're
choice
back
of
on the
words.
inside
That's
tracker
hormone.
stuff.
And I, of course, get mad. I kind of slap the front of their car.
Mm-hmm.
They throw on their brake, and I see them inside, like putting their hands up,
Mm-hmm.
which to me is a sign of them going
Right. It's,
F you.
Yeah.
So I slap their,
This feels very aggressive for the morning.
I
Yeah.
slap their rear view mirror.
Or side view mirror.
Yeah, side view mirror, and they're still like throwing their hands up like this. So I walk back over to their side of the window because I'm like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
let's go, and they roll down their window, and it's a woman who, because it was tough to see because it was like tinted glass, and
Yeah.
it's a woman. She's like, I didn't see you. And I was like, because I ran up and said, what the F are you doing? And she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. And then I was like, and I felt bad, but my adrenaline was all
Yeah.
pumped up. So I just kind of like sprinted
Is
up
your
the hill.
testosterone too high?
Oh.
It might have been. I've
Yeah.
been working
This
out.
feels very aggressive.
It was a little aggressive.
That actually happened to me coming back from that Wednesday night run where we did with the holiday Faster Bastards run.
Mhm.
Similar situation where the guy like just kind of like didn't stop at the stop sign and then ran through it. And it was running with my kid. We were most of the way
Oh,
through the intersection. Like he was just like, he wasn't going to hit us, but it was clear that he
Didn't.
Yeah. And so I think he said sorry, like he raised his hand to be like sorry, and then I may have gestured at him in a certain way, and then he got slammed on his brakes, and you could tell he was gonna like say something to me. I just kept going, but because I was like, I don't want to deal with. Obviously, I kept going, but then I felt back, so I was like, oh, he did say he was sorry first, and then I acted aggressively. But it's the same thing. It's like
Adrenaline is up.
You're just anyways.
And then later on in the park, you know how there's like maintenance vehicles? One of the trucks is driving, and this is like an area where you would be looking for people because it's mostly pedestrians. It's not
Right.
automobiles at all.
Yeah.
And the like park truck almost hits me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, they don't care.
maybe it's me.
No.
But I was like, we just got those Mylar vests that have the reflectors on it.
Yeah.
And I
That'll
was like,
solve
maybe I
it.
gotta, maybe while it's dark in the morning, I gotta throw that thing on.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that is why I wear a headlamp, because I just don't trust people to. Yeah. I don't trust people to see me in the dark.
Plus, you like that trail vibe and looking for
Well,
coins on the
no,
ground.
I also just am worried about rolling my ankles all the time. So I always look.
Look for the rocks.
That's also why I find stuff all the time.
I know.
Is because I
Shiny.
never am looking around. I'm always scanning the ground in front of me.
Well, it's funny you say that because I saw that you found the ball, the dart, and
Drill-
you did the bees,
the
the
drill
bit,
bit.
ball, bit, and
Bullet. Nerf bullet.
And I was like, maybe I'm not looking. So today when I was on my run, I was like looking around to see if I'd see anything. I didn't see anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up with like some themes, I think, to find
Like a scavenger hunt.
like a bucket of things.
You should
Buckets of
get like a
things.
bingo card. And
I think you should do it during Grit, and we can create a Robbie Raccoon bingo card, and people can put it in their story
Yeah.
if they find those things during Grit.
Well, somebody sent me this guy that I guess they follow on Strava, and he posted. He's in Milwaukee, and he posted everything he
Milwaukee.
found throughout the year, and so it was a pretty cool collection. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little jealous. So he did have one that was like round things. So it was a lot of like bouncy balls, baseballs, whatever. Then he had weed packages, which was pretty cool because it's like they have some pretty fun artwork like on the weed packaging.
Oh, like you're talking like professional weed stuff.
Yeah, or like the illicit stuff, but they package it in like, so he had a whole collection of different things, and then like cutlery, which is funny because I found 2 pieces of cutlery on the run yesterday, but I just didn't. Like,
So
pick
when
them
you
up.
say cutlery, like would that
Forks.
include plastic?
No, like metal
Okay.
forks and knives and spoons or whatever. Yeah, and it was pretty interesting.
I feel like we've got to start planting stuff for Robbie.
Do you think I should collect the hypodermic needles in Baltimore?
No, I never
Skip
see those. I
those.
see the tops,
Clean them up.
like the little green cap things.
Oh, I was up in, so you know, kind of where the Aldi is up in, like, it's in
Oh, yeah,
North
yeah.
Highland
Oh
town.
yeah.
Yeah, by the Popeyes.
So one of those the alleys back there. This is like last month, no joke. Probably a 3-foot wide pile of hypodermic needles.
Oh.
Like
Wow.
there must have been 200. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, where did they even come from? Was someone saving them?
That sounds like a medical waste bag got
Yeah.
dropped off.
That could have been, yeah. But anyways,
That's crazy.
so more adventures to come.
Yeah.
So we were talking about and then Meg, you're just chilling.
Just running. I'll
Yeah.
Get motivated to do a workout one of these days.
So you don't have any marathon, nothing.
I mean, I have a bib for Boston
Okay,
if I want to run it.
that's true.
If she wants to run it, she'll run it. There's no. What would have to happen that you wouldn't run Boston?
You'd
Oh no,
sell
I
that.
think we're gonna sign up for the Annapolis half,
Yeah,
the Corrigan event now.
Oh,
and then Meg needs to drop her 5K time, so maybe
Maybe the Shamrock 5K.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You could. How much do you think you could sell that bib for?
The Shamrock 5K.
No, the Boston.
I'll just give it to Matt Choi. It'll be fine.
Too soon.
We love you, Matt. Yeah, I bet you. I wonder what the market is for that. Do you think people are still doing that? Someone's doing that, right?
Selling bibs?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think nowadays.
Oh, I would bet 100% that if there's somebody out there that wants
Has
to
to
run
be.
Boston,
There has to be one person who's doing it.
But
because
you would have to be willing to get in trouble if you're gonna sell it.
Yeah,
yeah, but that's okay.
I bet
Let's
some
think
people don't-
logistically though. Like if you're not a celebrity or even say an influencer, and you sell the bib, and say that you sell your Megan Murray bib, and you're not Megan Murray from Believe It or Not, you're just Megan Smith, and you sell it to Kate Jenner,
Okay.
Okay.
and she runs the marathon, and nothing exciting happens. She doesn't break any records. She doesn't do anything. Just one of 30,000 people that crosses that finish line with a bib on. You think anybody cares or is going to look that up?
I'm sure a marathon investigator would figure it out.
I don't know if he's still doing stuff because he hasn't. Sometimes
haven't
I'll
busted
check, and
anyone
it's
in
been
a
like
while?
he posted like one thing a year now. So
Well, I
I
think
guess that
yeah.
PayPal thing wasn't working out so well.
But no, like I don't think you'd even unless you did something like marathon investigators only going to do that if you try to claim like a Boston
yeah, but it's not. You shouldn't do it.
qualification.
Let's
That's-
not.
No, I'm not
suggest that
saying
you should.
I'm not suggesting you
We
should,
should
but
probably just change
Yeah.
the subject.
yeah.
Good lord.
We're offering like tips on how to
Yeah.
how
Here's
to
how you do
circumvent.
it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
We're not saying you should make a bomb, but
You
if you
asked-
need the ingredients for it,
You
here's
asked
all
if
the-
people were doing it. I said I'm sure people are doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a step by step of how.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, people are doing other stuff that's bad,
like doping.
no, just take it like when you post your picture of your bib.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. Okay, let's
Okay.
talk about some exciting things that happened in 2023 because we didn't really recap
All right.
in the last episode. So
All right, how many marathons did you run, Meg?
we all know this 6 because I talked about that.
Yeah.
CIM was maybe 1 too many.
Yeah.
But what was your guys' favorite, not event, but favorite race?
Tokyo. It's not even close.
Tokyo Marathon.
Yeah. Houston was good because I was coming back from injury, and it was like the first time I ran. I didn't run fast, but I ran. I felt pretty good, and I felt like I did okay, and that was encouraging because then the next race was going to be Tokyo.
I actually don't think it's on this list, but
Oh. did I
the
forget?
Falmouth Road Race.
Oh. I guess it was, yeah.
Falmouth was your favorite?
I don't know. I love that race.
It is so good, but like Tokyo was overwhelming. Like different culture, the palace, all
I'm
that
not
stuff.
saying the event. I'm just saying the race itself. Like, because if you talk about like trips and events and stuff, like Tokyo wins for me hands down.
Yeah.
But just the race itself,
I mean, Boston was also insane.
yeah.
Like that was so much fun. Like running with Brandon for that, and then when we picked up Jen at the end, it was just such a special feeling, and it just was insane. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about Falmouth that I just really love.
Yeah.
The heat and the hills.
I don't know. Yeah, in a way, kind of. I don't
It
know.
is like that is for a 7-mile race.
Yeah.
I feel like it packs a decent amount of pain. In
Oh,
the 7
yeah.
mile.
For sure. You could make that one hurt real good.
And there's so many people that it feels like a major marathon. Like in a
It's
short
also
race.
the insanity of the quality of talent that comes to run the race.
Yeah.
Like you are literally like it's insane. The who's who of
It's pretty much as many elites as there would be at a major marathon.
more, I think.
That race.
No, yeah. About the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. And yeah, it ends in a nice party.
Yeah. Tokyo just had so many bad memories for myself. I feel like. I mean,
Really?
there's some great parts, but I feel like I just wasn't able to take in the vibe of it as much, maybe.
During the race?
Yeah. I remember how cold it was in the beginning. Ugh, it was so cold, like standing in the crowds.
Yeah. I was shivering.
We were lucky because we were all together.
Yeah.
So we kind of did like a little hug thing.
Yeah. I got in the center and a bunch of dudes around
Yeah.
me. It's nice. Didn't sound as good as I wanted to.
I think that's illegal in Tokyo.
Yeah.
No.
I think my favorite race was Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny because I was like looking back as I was texting your coach, and I had that picture of you two walking right outside the hotel on the way to the start.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is an epic photo. Like
Yeah.
it just is such a cool photo.
And the first half was just so fun. And I was like, this is so unsustainable. I'm just gonna keep going.
That's funny.
Okay, favorite trip, not race. Can include a race, but favorite trip overall that we did.
I mean, Tokyo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's not even a question.
I mean, we were treated so well, and Asics took such good care of us. Remember that Experience Museum or whatever?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was super cool.
What was that?
Planet Team Labs Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the tiny bars, the temple we went to, Shinjuku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of our friends got into the Tokyo Marathon, and he's asked, like, should I do it?
Yeah.
Should I do it? I was like, yeah, like, drain your bank account, go into debt, whatever, just do it.
Go.
Like,
Make
it's like
it
you
happen.
might only get one chance to
Yeah.
do this in your lifetime. Just figure it out. Like, especially if you're very into running marathons and want to run all the majors or something. Like,
Yeah.
you just have to do it.
Yeah.
I also think it's just such a different experience than any other marathon
Yeah.
that I've run.
It would be interesting to see what it's like this year, because when we were there, the mask mandate was still in effect. So everybody, I mean, if you think about it, we didn't see anyone's faces except for in the race.
Oh, that's right.
Like
yeah.
none of the citizens in Japan.
You know, I don't know that changes much, does it?
I'm sure you could. I mean, I'm sure it's higher than the
Yeah.
U.S. for sure, but it would definitely be different.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Robbie
you-
was raw dogging it all over Japan.
I was liberating the country. Yeah, it was just awesome though. But yeah, but it was different because aside from the fact that they're already quiet or reserved when it comes to cheering, it was probably an even more of a layer on top of that. Because it was still COVID-y there.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was kind of also very different is the way that the fans cheered the race. Like
Yeah, they soft clapping.
soft clapping, and mostly all you heard was Gamba Day.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do your best.
Yeah.
Second check-in. You probably didn't even listen to that first check-in. You're probably pounding the pavement right now, going a little faster than you should, going a little further than you should. I guess sometimes it's okay. Like if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. As long as when you get done with the run, you make sure you do a check-in, make sure your body's not aching, make sure tomorrow when you get up, you know, you don't have that funny feeling in your knee or your ankle and stuff like that. But let's try to keep it cool. Even though we're in the middle of grit, you're probably like, I got to get those extra miles. But you know what? A little bit extra every day can make the difference. So maybe you're doing 6 miles, maybe just add 6.1 in or 6.2. Just up it just a little bit over the last time you ran, and all those little pieces add up over the month.
Okay, favorite overall group run from 2023.
I would say, I mean, for me, it would be New York City. That was insane.
Yeah, I think that overwhelmingness of that one is hard to forget.
The only thing that I would say, like, it was so much fun and there were so many people there, but at the same time, it's like, it was so many people. It was like my head was spinning the whole time that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I forget like who I talked to. Who?
I mean, Boston was pretty great.
Yeah, Boston.
Because that was a little smaller and you kind of could hang out afterwards, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, my favorite thing about, like, I think I like the shakeouts more than the actual events a lot of times.
Yeah.
Certainly in New York.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like you get, the vibe is good. It's not, nobody's stressing about their time or anything like that. It's just like everybody's relaxed. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Yeah. I think what was the other one? Oh, when we did that on Magnolia Road up in Boulder.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool. I know it wasn't
Mags.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a group run as far
Dude,
as
I
like
was
leading
dying
a
the
run,
whole time.
But like, oh yeah, it was terrible physically. but
it was cool to experience
the
that.
view was
Yeah.
insane.
Well, no, I don't know what was that trip had me rethinking running, because I was like, I can't breathe, I can't run, and I was like, is this over for me? Like,
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, it's altitude, and I'm just wasn't adjusted. But yeah, that was a rough trip.
Yeah, I do horrible with the altitude. I don't know what it is, but I think I do worse than most people because it's just, I feel like I'm miserable the whole, even 4 days there, running feels horrible.
But that's the thing. I used to acclimate really quickly. Like, we've done Trans Rockies, we've done major events there where I got out a day or two ahead of time,
Right.
and then was fine. For some reason,
It could just be garbage
yeah,
people,
like it could be.
just unfit physically.
That's the weirdest thing. I feel like nowadays I can, like, sometimes hit an event, I feel amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And as equally good as I can feel, I can flip around and feel like
Yeah.
just trash.
But no, thanks to everyone who came out to all the group runs
Yeah.
because, I mean, it's just mind blowing.
But it's the best part too.
It
Like
is the
seeing
best
everybody, talking to people, and finding out, why they came out.
Yeah. I mean, it was so wild at the New York City run. And this even happened in Tokyo where,
Oh, the Tokyo one was amazing.
yeah,
too.
that was cool. You just talk to people, and of course, it's a major marathon, so there's people from all over the world. But it's crazy when they listen to the podcasts and they're like, "Oh, I'm from Singapore, Germany, Australia, France," and then I feel bad because I'm like, "Dude, the half of the podcast is just weird
Nonsense.
and cultural, like." Things that they probably have no idea what it means.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, when we talk to people, though, they seem to enjoy that, even if it wasn't, like, if they're from Germany and stuff, I felt like they were like, they still caught on to it. And it's still like the movie culture or the pop culture that we talk about.
Yeah.
I think that it happens over there. But what's tough for me is I start running with someone and I automatically assume that we're both starting at the same place. They don't know me. I don't know them. We start talking. They're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Heard you talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the podcasts, what I thought was interesting is our top podcast was the Chicago Marathon recap. And then our top guest podcast was not shocking to me. It was Allie Feller.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to me. Like, you would think when we do the podcast, like when we first started, I was like, people are going to want to hear from athletes, the pros and stuff like that. And it's weird that most of our top podcasts are with people like Allie.
In our space, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see Monday's podcast is with Alex Hermanson. Did I say that right, Robbie?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it right.
Herm runs, which
Yeah.
we've been saying Herms.
Yeah.
But
Whoops.
Yeah, and I'm interested because it is fascinating to me that how much people want to hear from regular runners that they follow on either TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, they get more than a lot of the athletes that we have on.
Well, I think they also have a larger fan base, so it's like you
True.
get our
That's
fans
true.
and their fans because they want to hear from.
Well, Allie was interesting because when we interviewed her and when we did that podcast, a lot has changed over the year since then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, we could have her back on
Yeah.
and talk about.
Allie, you want to come back on?
Yeah, have her back on, talk about everything that's happened in 2023.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We don't need to talk about the other top content stuff, although I think we should talk about how the New Balance Smash Lab video was our #1 reel, and it
You
angers
reposted it.
and it angers Thomas so much because it's,
We put so much time into creating beautiful things because we were like, hey, we want to create beautiful things. And we do a Smash Lab thing, or Robbie spins a shoe over a red light, and it reaches 1 million people. And
Dude,
you're like,
people don't want to watch beautiful things on Instagram. They want to watch the dumbest stuff.
they want to be easily entertained with trash content.
Yeah.
I still want to create beautiful
You
things.
still can. You have to lower the expectations for them and of humanity in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think on Instagram, it's like the more beautiful it is, the faster I skip it. Like, I don't want to see this beauty. Get this out of here. It's too.
Quality content?
reminds-
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But in general, I think
bring it
you're
down to my level.
I think you're that way. It might be the audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe we should just get some puppets and have puppets hold shoes. And then-
But I think. Didn't we talk about puppets last week too?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah,
I'm,
we're getting
I'm in a puppet kick.
dangerously close to ventriloquism.
Let's not.
That'd be cool. That way, I could just have a stand-in puppet
Puppet reviews?
sit on my lap, talk about Thomas right in front of his face, and then he won't get mad at me. He'll get mad at the puppet. Do you ever, when you see a puppet actually making fun of you or people, do you
Like the insult dog?
do you get mad at the puppet?
Like Triumph the insult dog?
You've been made fun of by a puppet?
I don't know, but I feel like when I quickly believe that a puppet is real. If someone starts using a
they're
puppet,
good?
you're like, yeah, you're like
You're
taking their opinion into account.
Ventriloquist people freak me out.
Hell
like
yeah.
hardcore.
Yeah, who knows
Like,
what's
what's-
happening?
yeah, like,
behind
what-
closed
like
doors.
you decide to spend your time.
How do you get
doing
into that? How
I
do you
think-
get into that?
I don't know, but I think
You're a
that
lonely child.
yeah, probably, and I bet that they maybe have a real relationship with that puppet.
That's the weird. That's concerning.
Yeah,
It's like a friend.
What's that movie where the guy falls in love with the robot lady, his phone or something? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was the movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah, but that's gonna be probably is
The
a thing.
future.
Well,
It's
I
definitely
actually like
future.
that. I thought it was a better representation in Blade Runner, the follow-up one they did.
I didn't see that.
Okay. It's basically he has, in the beginning, it's a holographic, companion.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, there's those sex robots are crazy. Like, have you ever seen those?
I don't even know
no,
what
I
you're
have
talking
not seen a
about.
sex robot.
Oh, you'll lose your mind.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to know about
By
it.
the way, I don't know that much about it, but
But let me put it in my Google search now.
and as you would imagine, it's like I think they're wildly popular in Japan, or that's where like the most advanced ones are created.
The most advanced.
Dude, look how many images are blurred out when I Google that.
Of
But
course.
these are like that's for real.
You,
What?
Yeah. Dude, people
no.
pay like tens of thousands of dollars for these.
Why do you know about this?
I heard it on a podcast or something, and I was like, "There's no way this is
or
real."
something.
It was like on the news. Like it's actually
You're like, it's what I asked for
It was on
Christmas.
ABC News. Like they were talking about this company, and it was
I like how they're all just women.
yeah,
Because women, yeah,
exactly.
I don't think.
Yeah.
And this one can do it all.
No. Oh my gosh, no.
But no, and people pay like tons of money.
So you
It's
purchase
crazy.
a sex robot.
You customize it, I think,
oh,
like
you
to how
customize
you
it
want.
first. Okay.
And it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But imagine then when AI is like fully immersive, and then it just is like your best friend or whatever,
Yeah.
or best.
I think I got us on this topic, which I don't even know how.
See,
so I
and
apologize.
I will say, Robbie brought up if he had a puppet, he
Yeah.
would make fun of me in my face
Yeah, he did say that.
with that. And I want to say, because we did a video with the Nimbus,
Oh,
and I would say Robbie clowns on me more than
I know. I feel bad for it sometimes.
than I ever clown on him. And he wrote at the beginning of that podcast or at the video, Robbie's a liar. And like people were writing in defending Robbie and telling me I got to chill out and stuff.
I didn't
like,
even.
well, he wrote it in third person, so people didn't think
I
Robbie
know.
wrote
I'm
it.
sorry. I didn't perceive it to that. People. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah. And like people are getting all pissed off. And I'm like, dude, I never said anything.
Was
to
it
me.
more
And
than one person got pissed off, or
There
just
was,
one?
I think there was like 2 people
Really?
out of the few thousand that those 2 I focused in on. But the thing about it was like,
I could change that.
and then I had to rewatch the video and I asked Megan, I said, watch this video. Was I rude to Robbie on
And
it?
I did watch it, and it was fine.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I'm
all
like-
the normal stuff you
Yeah,
guys
that's
do.
the typical like stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to know if someone's abusing this relationship, it's probably me.
Yeah, I think you open yourself up to it. I'm just kidding. You don't. But you're good at. If you would say that to me, I'd probably take it super. I'd probably be super offended, and I'd be like,
You're saying I'm better at hiding my tears.
yeah. I don't know, maybe bottling all up inside.
No.
Well, I apologize. For,
No, but I love for
doing that.
I would hate it if we had to stop the way that we go back and forth. Like I think that
I believe you're referring to banter.
yes, but on the videos, like it's fun doing the videos with Meg because she's very like bop bop bop, and you get them done really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun doing with Robbie because you never know where you're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love the 2 different styles.
Yeah, it all comes together.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if there's any comments about that. What you're talking about? Oh yeah, Thomas really needs to keep his behavior in check. The way he's been talking to Robbie is pathetic.
Oh,
Oh shoot!
pathetic.
Yeah.
That's a harsh term.
Wow. What's
But also, one of
Dude,
the
that's
comments called
crazy.
me his alpha wife.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, is that a good thing? Or I mean, I would take that as a compliment.
know.
Right?
I think that he meant like alpha fly.
I doubt it.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Sure.
What would be an alpha wife?
Like a.
Like a trophy wife? Isn't that the same idea?
Oh no, I was thinking more like the alpha.
Oh,
Like the alpha in the house.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to ask him.
But then he called somebody else beta.
Find the
Maybe
comment.
he heard us talking about the Greek letters. It's
Maybe.
probably Ryan Haynes.
Oh yeah, we had a whole discussion at our holiday lunch about
the Greek letters.
Greek alphabet.
Yeah. But then there's beta fish, which are actually pretty cool.
They fight, right?
You're right. And I never knew that. I just Googled it and they're called Siamese fighting fish. Why don't they call them that?
They do.
Because it's easier to say beta than
I always called
Siamese
them fighting fish.
But that would make them an alpha fish if they're Siamese
Do
fighting
you
fish.
like cockfights?
I mean, which kind?
To the death.
yeah.
Little
Jerry Seinfeld.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could do that with these fish. You put 2 in a bowl and one comes out.
Put some boxing gloves on them. See what happens.
I think they just tear at each other.
Dude, they have to have competitions for those, right?
Yeah. I think it's boring though. It's like a fish competition. Like that is that exciting? Like
I mean, I think it's underwater sports at fast speeds.
if you had to watch any animal fight, would it be a fish?
A shark, maybe sharks.
Shark
Dude,
fighting an
you-
orca would be
Watching
pretty
sharks
good.
tear up stuff. Meg knows.
Yeah, I know. It's fascinating.
Dude, I don't know. Anytime I see the orcas messing with an animal, I get all sad.
Like the seals.
Yeah,
Do you
and
know
they
that
play
they
with them.
they mess with them, like throw them around in the air before they murder them?
That's pretty funny.
That's awful.
It's not funny, man. When you're watching it, I get all sad.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Because
And
he's
they-
swimming for his life and they're just like, boop.
Yeah.
And then they're like, let the little guy play with him for a little while.
Meanwhile, this guy's struggling for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, National Geographic's too sad for me.
Robbie has like Instagram channel he watches.
But
It's-
nature is metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't with those.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Dude, sometimes those fail videos get me too hard.
Yeah, there's some of the fail videos can dial it back a little bit when tibia gets
Yeah, when you see someone broke in half.
90 degree angle on it. Yeah, I was gonna say, what was I gonna say about that? Maybe not so much about but I was gonna say we had to talk about our poll for this past week, which was, oh yeah, what's the time limit? What's the limit to eat something that fell on the ground? Because you were talking about the crab cakes that fell on the ground.
Yeah.
So I have another story I just remember from this morning that happened walking into the office.
Oh, Lord.
Did
But-
you eat something off the ground?
Close. But so the options were, is it an automatic throwaway? 5-second rule, 30 seconds. Depends on the cost of the food. And then the last one is, I'm a no limit soldier. No limits.
Okay.
So automatic throwaway was 23% of respondents.
It's pretty high.
Sad. 5 seconds was the most at 40%. So that's good.
It does really depend on the food.
And that was the second highest. It was depending on the amount of dollar of the food was 25%.
No, I'm not even saying the price.
Yeah,
Like if you drop
right.
pudding on the ground,
Yeah, like
I'm not
you
eating
can't.
it.
Oh,
If it's
yeah.
a dry cracker,
I would say, yeah. Well, sure. And then there were 7 respondents.
I don't
who
know
said,
why I went straight to pudding.
Do you eat pudding?
You know what's funny? We were in the store the other day and I saw it and I was like, we should get some pudding. I like pudding.
No, we were in Costco or BJ's, whatever, and there's like, like they only have like the giant quantities of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, we never have pudding. Should we get some? I was like,
God.
we never need that
Bro,
much pudding ever.
Thomas is prepping for the retirement life,
No pudding.
the retirement home life.
Some soft peas and pudding.
Gross.
Put him in Boca Vista. He's ready.
Succotash.
And then 7 people said they are a no limit soldier. So shout out to those 7.
You're in that no limit.
You voted that, didn't you?
I didn't, but
Okay.
I would say there are some limits.
Here's what's happening. You just got steaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're walking out to your grill.
Yeah,
And
that's just an easy one.
no,
Start over.
I'm gonna throw in a Ralphie.
All right.
Ralphie takes a shit on your porch.
Okay.
You slip in it, throw the steaks down, bam, they land right in his, like the shit you just spread out.
Oh,
The steak lands in
okay.
it.
Well, this is
Are
an
you picking it up?
extreme,
Are you,
extreme
are
situation.
you picking it up and washing it off and putting it back on the grill?
What kind of steak is it?
Filet.
Probably not gonna do that.
Would you just cut off a layer?
Yeah, might do that. Yeah, that's a different scenario. But I was walking in the office today, and there was like a block away. When there's a guy in front of you walking too slow, and you can't, and then he keeps moving like the
the
same
drifter.
spot you're
Yep,
doing,
yep,
and I'm
yep.
like, ugh. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And so in one hand, he had one of those plastic to-go containers, like the big ones,
Yeah.
and there was some sort of stuff in it. And I'm like, and he's dipping it in, eating it. And I'm like, is he eating a crab leg? Like at 8:30 a.m. in the morning,
That's
just in a
bold.
to-go container? And he's like eating just like half the crab leg off and then just throws it on the ground, which it was a big claw that he threw on the ground. And I was like, dude, first off, there's a lot of meat left on that crab leg. And then in his other hand, he was carrying an empty clam, like a huge clam that he had just eaten, and he's all gross and like.
Is this dude just getting off work and eating the leftovers or
He
something?
didn't have a uniform or anything. He's just walking down the sidewalk eating
Crab?
leftover.
Now
seafood.
there's got to be a story. Like he either found a bag in the garbage.
Wait,
or
was he dipping the crab in
He
something,
didn't
or was
look
he
homeless,
just eating
though.
it?
I
Robbie,
think
you know-
there's like broth in there, so he's just digging the stuff out of the bucket or the to-go.
Maryland
container.
crab, we're talking about.
And then like not like almost like a king crab leg, like a snow
Snow
crab.
crab.
Yeah, but it had a claw on it, so it was like a big.
And you didn't eat the claw that
It
he
looked
threw on the
good.
ground.
I didn't eat it, but it
Even at
looked
8
good.
a.m., you're like, I could go for some seafood right now.
I mean, I feel like you can't put a time limit on seafood.
I mean, you think about
Can't
it.
put
Yeah,
that in.
I have a hard no seafood for breakfast rule.
What about
Oh, really?
eggs
Yeah.
Benedict with some crab
Absolutely not.
on it? Okay.
like no, really?
Yeah.
No, and definitely not lox and bagel.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow,
Heard
Yeah.
your dad ate lox.
Yeah, he loved that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you though. I don't think you need it. Like there's
Yeah.
certain foods like potatoes, bacon, eggs.
Yeah.
Those are kind of must-haves.
Mm-hmm.
Like some lox and crab on your whatever that is.
unnecessary.
You don't have to have it, and you'd be fine without it.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's just an extra kind of life bonus that you can eat crab on a breakfast.
Okay. Well.
We're living in 2023.
2024.
Yeah, that year.
Oh, wow.
We are in 2024.
Yeah.
Not making it up. We're really here.
I'm still living in the past.
Yeah.
Final check-in. Again, you probably threw out all the advice. You're probably doing a 20-mile run today just because it's a Tuesday and you're trying to get in those extra miles and pound it up and get to that next level or whatever you're trying to do. But good luck to you. And we're here cheering for you, hoping that you get the miles that you want to get and you get there healthy and have a great start to 2024. So peace. I'll talk to you soon.
Do you think about that though? Like when you go to the grocery store, you can buy whatever you want at any time. And think about just even 50 years ago, you had to buy what's in season pretty much. Like you can get bananas every day of
Yeah.
your life. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
You don't think in the 50s you could?
I'm sure there were some things, but not to the extent today where you can, if you want to cook anything, you can get that. That's a crazy thing.
This is true.
You want a pineapple, you can get a pineapple any day of the year.
Yeah, but I don't crave pineapple in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still buy some.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a lot of pineapple going down at your house?
Not a lot, but if I find a good price on it, I'll get a fresh pineapple and cut it up.
I was gonna say you're cutting that up
Yeah.
because
I
it's
mean,
a royal pain.
I'm going to say back in the 50s, you could get pineapple in a can.
Yeah, maybe in the 50s. You think?
I think so. I think World War II opened up the
Yeah.
global
You could be right.
stuff. And canning, wasn't that around then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to drop it or whatever because then it gets then
Dents.
they have dents in them. It causes what's the disease?
Dents? I didn't know that. I thought you could go to stores and buy dented cans.
You can now. It's fine, but back in the past, it used to be botulism. That's what you would get if I forget why.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
It would somehow spoil. It says dented, rusted, bulging, or leaking cans aren't worth risking your health for the minimal cost of the canned food inside. Spoilage bacteria can make you ill, and botulism could kill you.
That's lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take my chances. It's like,
I mean, if I saw a bulging can, I don't think I'm eating what's inside that.
no, bulging is bad.
Dented, though.
Yeah.
Rusted, probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But like if it has a dent in it,
Yeah. I'll buy a dented car. That's what I bought my
Next
car
week's-
with dents in it.
next week's poll.
All right.
Botulism.
We got into botulism and
Yeah.
dented cans.
Nice.
We've covered sex robots, puppets, botulism.
Okay,
Dude, I'm telling you, this is 2024.
I
Man.
don't-
We're living in a time that cannot be reckoned with.
I do not want the Tesla robot is already scaring me, but not not sexually, but scaring me just because it's like I'm like that thing walking around your house, and I know I'm gonna want one
Yeah.
because why wouldn't you have something that's cleaning up and taking the garbage out or whatever you want it to do, but at the same time it does.
It'll murder you in your sleep.
I do think I would want a way to make sure that it's turned off and can't turn itself back on
Yeah.
at certain times.
Oh, it can.
Yeah.
Lock it up like it's in a gun cabinet or something.
That seems cruel and unusual.
Right? That's what they're going to say, and then it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what I was trying to prevent.
Man.
It'd be great, though. Imagine you get a Tesla robot, and you can be like, I want someone to run with who can pace me. And you'd be like,
That'd be cool.
okay.
When is
would
it?
run along you.
Is that in development right now? I haven't
Yeah,
been-
go Google that. That dude's scary looking.
Oh, the Optimus humanoid robot. Wow.
Yeah, but how fun would that? I think you won't need it because you're
Dude,
going to be
it's-
able to get sunglasses that will have someone running next to you. But
Are you referring to this news report from a few days ago that a Tesla robot attacked an engineer with its claws in a
I
Texas?
didn't know
in a
that.
Texas factory.
I did not know that. Why did it do that? And then stop kicking these robots and stuff. Testing them.
Yeah,
It clawed him.
I guess.
Okay.
One of my biggest life regrets probably is that I didn't buy the Elon Musk's
Flamethrower?
flamethrower because it was like $500 when it came out, and this was 10 years ago or something. And I was like, I should buy that. That would be cool, and I didn't.
What's it go
It
for
would
now?
be cool,
A lot.
especially
more.
when the world goes to hell and we're doing that Mad Max stuff where you're on the front of a car and you got the flamethrower and you're like with your mohawk chasing people down.
Man, whatever.
I like how it's a fresh new year and you guys are talking about end of days.
I think it'll be all. I'm just not looking forward to the election stuff because it's just so hard.
How's that coming?
It's so hard to keep that out of your like life and
Yeah.
news feed or whatever.
I'm
and
pretty good at it.
And everybody just gets so angry about it, and I'm just like, man, that's another 10 months of my life coming up that is just around
I find that when we
that
don't,
stuff.
we started like I used to put on like the news in the morning and we'd have it on the TV in the background or whatever. And then I don't know when it changed, but we started listening to music in the morning.
That's nice.
And it really is nice to not know what's going on because I will tell you, people be like, oh, don't you want to know what's happening here and there? And you're like, is there anything I can do?
That's the thing. It's like, and that's why I'm somewhat proactive on a local level. But aside from in the large scheme of things, yeah, why worry about anything? Doesn't matter. I can't.
And
I honestly can't do anything.
It's a news cycle too. So they get all worked up about something and they get you all worked up about it. And then they're like,
Then move on to the
yeah,
next thing.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is now doing this. And you're like, oh, okay, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm looking forward to, I don't know.
I'm tempted
Just a
to
year.
get that Arnold Schwarzenegger book.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
He's got a book out.
Biography.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would be tempting about it for you?
One, I think he's kind of a fascinating character.
Yeah.
He's kind of a self-made guy that came all the way over from Austria and figured out how to work the U.S. system. And
How to make jingle all the way.
yeah, I mean, he did some really cool stuff. If you think about like how bodybuilding was sort of nothing,
Yeah.
and he kind of helped build it in popularity, and then parlayed it into an acting career and went into politics. Like he did.
It is. You're right. It is an interesting.
That's like the biggest American story.
Yeah.
Like-
that is true.
An immigrant coming in and figuring out how to work
Mm-hmm.
and becoming is he a billionaire?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure he has a lot of money. No, I that is cool. I like that.
Yeah. So like it's kind of fascinating to kind of be able to, in hindsight, map out the stuff. And I really do think a lot of his stuff was like if he had come up now where there's all the tools that there are to get to fame,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would be the same guy, but like for him, he basically invented, like he was printing out flyers and stuff to get people to come to.
It was like guerrilla marketing
Yeah.
in the beginning.
So I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think he's an interesting guy, and he's got a sense of humor.
His net worth is $450 million.
Oh wow. Did you want to do impersonation of him, or are you gonna hold off on that?
Get to the chopper. I can't even do it. Yeah.
I just sorry, I set you up for that.
Yeah. He just went for it.
Get to the chopper.
That's actually not.
It's not a tumor.
That's better.
Yeah. What was the one where he said to the kid?
I'll be back.
No.
Oh.
Put the cookie down.
I'm reading Tiger Woods' biography right now. It's an older one from 2018, but it's fascinating.
I don't know. Tiger Woods, it's such his life is so great. Like just so outside of the realm of normal existence that I'm like,
I want to get to the part where he, like when they were throwing up 32 women or whatever, and like just know what was happening there.
throwing up 32.
Remember when he got caught messing around on his wife.
Yeah.
And then they're like these other 32 women or whatever. It was it was like every day another woman came out that was like, yeah, I've been seeing Tiger.
What was his main squeeze? That was a Perkins waitress?
He had a Perkins waitress?
Yeah. Dude, he's doing good. Getting those free chicken tender sandwiches.
That's interesting.
I think it was Perkins. He's either Perkins or like, no, it's Perkins. Yeah, I mean, I felt like that probably moved their stock up more than anything else in the last 20 years.
You think it was like Kelsey dating Taylor Swift? All of a sudden, Perkins, people are going to Perkins to see Tiger Woods.
Yeah, probably.
Everyone's trying to blame Taylor for
Yoko owning the Chiefs.
The Kansas City's slow
I
meltdown.
mean, there's a point where everything changed.
Yeah.
And so who else?
But it was very positive, and they were doing very well while they were dating. And then it changed.
For 2 games.
That counts.
Yeah. No, I'm not blaming it on her, but I am.
Of course you are.
I will tell you, it's fun.
Did we talk about that on the podcast last week? The indoctrination video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, we love Baltimore. And I do think it is one of the greatest cities that's underrated in the United States. And then, I think it could become one of the greatest running cities in the world. But
that's your 2024 prediction?
I would love more people to find out about the good things in Baltimore that are going on. Mm-hmm. Like, I know that we always want to talk about
our murders are down by 20%.
I know. Yeah. And Robbie finding hypodermic needles and stuff. But no, it really is a fantastic spot to be. And I love it, especially when our teams are doing well. And with the Orioles, I know we didn't win the World Series or anything, but it was the first good season, it seemed like, in a long time. Mm-hmm. And
yeah.
And then we're moving in now with the Ravens looking mighty strong.
I try to tell people that the things that make Baltimore kind of sketchy are also the things that make it great in a way, because it's like you can kind of just do whatever you want here. It's one of the not anything you want, but if you want to, I don't know,
throw a block party.
Yeah. Like you could just do something and no one's, exactly. Or you want to walk down the street with a beer, no one's going to stop you, which people find shocking when I tell them that. And so, depending where they live.
Yeah. I think that it used to be, people used to say, keep Austin weird or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think Austin's weird in its own way now, but it's certainly not weird the way it probably was 10, 15 years ago. I feel like Baltimore is weird. And we're not trying to be weird. Like, I think Austin was trying to be weird a little bit, like artsy and stuff. Like, we're weird, but it's just regular weird. Like, you will be running in the harbor and you'll see something that's odd.
Yeah.
But it's not like someone's trying to be odd.
Right.
And I think that they call it Charm City. And I really think it does have its charms.
Yeah.
And the weirdness in the stuff that we complain about sometimes is also.
And if you live in Baltimore City and you stay in Baltimore City, there's an unspoken bond between people that are like, we know. And you always.
You're choosing.
And you definitely, whenever someone leaves for the county, there's a little bit of judgment there.
There is. It's almost like a funeral too.
Yeah.
Like I really felt like one of my friends who lived in the city, one of my good friends I went on lots of runs with, they left and I kind of feel like he's gone.
Oh, yeah. If you move out to the county, which, by the way, if you're not listening to this podcast, Baltimore's super weird because there's a city and a county of Baltimore. And
it should have just been all city.
It should be, but the racial laws in the early 1900s.
Is that what did
separate.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so that's also part of the reason why Baltimore is in such a bad state, is because they don't get the tax money from the
populace.
County. Yeah. From the actual metropolitan area of Baltimore.
With all those people, I don't know if it's still with the offices, but it used to be everybody lived in the county but drove in to work in the city.
Right.
And I mean, with the office situation with people working from home, are they still driving in?
I don't know. But anyways, all that to say, that's the difference between the two. But once someone moves out to the county, it's like you never see them again.
You might as well move to a different state.
Yeah. they're lost forever.
We're talking about you, Whitefoot.
Which is why I just stopped becoming friends with some people, especially if they just have kids. If I meet them, I don't even make an effort to become friends with them because I know that in 3 years they're gonna leave.
Yeah.
So it's just
It's heartbreaking.
yeah.
Remember somebody sent in an email about Widefoot Jarrett,
Yeah.
wife of Jarrett?
Wife of Jarrett.
That's what
They
they
thought that we were saying
saying.
wife of Jarrett every time we said wide-footed Jarrett.
Widefoot Jarrett.
She was like, I'm so confused as to why you kept talking about his wife in that
That's
context.
just me not speaking well.
Do you know what's great though? From now on, I'm calling Allie wife of Jarrett.
Yeah, totally.
She'll love
Matter
that.
of fact, that should be her Instagram handle.
Oh gosh.
Wife of Jarrett.
Wife of Widefoot Jarrett.
Anyways, this has
Right.
probably gone
Yeah.
on for far too long.
We've been chatting for a
I
while.
don't know.
So-
Regular time.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. But we'll throw in an ad for Element.
I guess we
it's
didn't-
already pre-recorded. We're good.
I know. I'm saying we'll throw it in.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah,
in
yeah,
this.
I guess we didn't talk about a shoe this week. That's like the whole thing.
We did bring in a shoe.
We did?
We did. The
But we
Nimbus.
already talked about it, so
Oh.
We on the
I
podcast?
think so.
No, we have not.
Oh,
Are you sure?
It came off embargo like a week ago.
I'm
No,
pretty
like
sure
a
we
long
did.
time
Like
ago.
a long time ago.
yeah,
The Nimbus 26.
yeah. It came off embargo a while ago.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to review it right now. You can't see it because I left it by my desk or it's out in the.
You're right in that it wasn't a highlighted shoe of the podcast, but
We reviewed it like a
pretty
month ago.
Yeah. We talked about the
It's
Nova Blast
grit.
4 on the podcast.
Talk about it.
Anyway, yeah.
Maybe next week.
No, I think. Well, okay.
Oh, you wanna
it's
talk-
grit. I was trying to highlight an Asics shoe since it's
Oh,
grit,
Okay.
and the Nimbus. We've talked about the Nova Blast 4.
Mhm.
We've gone on and on about the Super Blast,
Yeah.
which can't wait for that update, which I think is coming soon.
Hopefully.
And then, but yeah, the Nimbus 26. I mean, we all like it.
Yeah. I think it's fine. It's not probably my favorite shoe, Nimbus or Asics shoe, but it's a solid daily trainer.
What would be your favorite? We gave 1080 V13, which I think is a very similar shoe.
That shoe is
Trainer of
super,
the year.
and that shoe is really divisive. People hate
Which
that
one?
shoe. Some people hate it. The 1080 V13.
Why do you hate it?
I've seen people being like, "I tried this shoe. It's terrible."
I
Here's
feel like it's hard to be that upset with it. Like
Yeah.
it's a solid shoe.
and it's just here's what I think happens too. I don't think some of these people have tried the shoe. When they say they've tried the shoe, they tried the shoe on at the store. Okay. And that is also like one thing that I think is strange. For what we do, we pretty much try a lot of running shoes. When we say try, we run 20 miles at least in all these shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And we review them. So we have like a mental database, but also like you can see the wall behind us, a database of shoes that we're comparing them to, we're seeing the difference of, and all of that stuff. So it's not like we're like, I tried it on at the store and this is what it felt like, or I've tried 6 shoes this year and here's the differences in the shoes. Like we're going through probably, I don't know, Robbe, how many shoes would you say we review a year?
Like on an individual basis or on the website?
I mean, I'd say, for
hun-
most of the big ones, we're
100
we're doing. You think 100? We like
on the website?
like us,
Oh, us 50?
50 to 60 shoes.
Yeah.
I'd say that's fair. So it's I do feel like sometimes when people are like, I tried it on at the store, it's no good. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, the Nimbus 26, little fit firmer, not as soft as the 25, I felt like.
I think there's more rubber and the foam is a little more firm.
It definitely is. They told us that.
Yeah.
So, which I like better because I thought the 25 was too soft for my personal preference. But I think it'll last longer and still gives you, it's still 40, almost 42 millimeters of stack.
So I ran it
It's
again.
not like it's firm.
Yeah, I ran it again this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed, maybe I'm just getting used to the more cushioned shoes, but it feels more like what I would call a traditional daily trainer.
Yeah, I think part of that is, I'm with you though, but I think part of that is there's so much cushion now that maybe, yeah.
And I will tell you this, I love the Nova Blast 4, but I ran in the Super Blast this morning.
Mm,
I was like, this is an amazing shoe.
it really is.
Like it is I would say it's probably if I had to recommend one Asics shoe for everything, that's it. Like I think
It's one of the best running shoes that you can make. It might be the best. Like if you buy one shoe.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
of any shoe.
Cherry Blossom. I might go with that instead of like Metaspeed or Magic even. But we'll see.
Cool. All right. Well, good luck to everyone in their second week, or I guess second week.
Second
of
week,
it.
yeah.
And
They'll be good, yeah.
And then after you finish your second week, you're halfway there. So
Yeah.
there you go.
No, I think we have 5 weeks in January.
It's like 4.5.
Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
But that's good. You get 3 extra days.
Yeah.
That is.
A lot
And
more
you'll
miles.
want them at the end for
Yeah.
those extra miles. That's why when people were throwing up their year of Strava or whatever, and I'm like, are you done? Because there was still like 3 weeks left of the year. I'm like, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
putting that up. And by the way, how much do you care about those?
I don't. And I don't even know. I didn't even check to see how much I ran last year. Let me see. I don't think it was that far. I also I don't feel like I upload all my runs to Strava, so I never really
How would
know.
you not upload all your runs
Aren't
to
they
Strava?
automatic?
Yeah, mine go automatic.
There's a handful of times I was just running with that Timex watch. Which,
So basically,
by
you
the
weren't
way,
running.
if you run with a digital watch, it's like disconcerting feeling.
Well, do you do like I'm going to run for 30 minutes?
Yeah,
and
but
then
you're
turn
like-
around.
There is definitely a feeling that this run doesn't exist.
Yeah,
It's messed up.
I get that.
And then yesterday when I ran that long run with 60 miles, I forgot my watch, but had like a polar watch in my backpack. And I just like threw it on just because I thought my phone might die. So I was recording my phone on Strava, but my phone died. I was using my watch. And the watch had kilometers on it. Dude, there's nothing worse than running with kilometers on your watch.
I actually did that for a while where I ran with kilometers rather
It's
than.
so long because you think you're going so much further than you are. And it's like,
Clicks over too many times.
it's like, what?
Like 10K.
Yeah.
See, and I liked it because I like you know how like when you click through a mile, you feel like you're accomplishing something? I felt like when I was running by kilometers,
And you
I
get
got
the
more of that. But it is like I just want miles. But
Yeah.
the other thing I love, and I guess you don't need it for your daily runs, but my favorite thing is like, and I've said this before, instead of like collecting different things at cities I go or getting souvenirs, I just like my Strava map and like seeing it on the map
Yeah, I do like that. That's true.
that it's there.
And like for New Year's, I like going back through all the other ones and being like,
Yeah.
where was I on this? It helps me remember where I was. 'Cause I'm like, I don't remember what I was doing 2 years ago, you know?
Well, I went and checked my Koros because I wanted to see. Megan found this like area where you could like see all your achievements, and I had done a workout where I was pacing Megan on the bike, but I did it as a run so that I could know the pace that she needed to be at for running.
Right.
And when I went over to Strava, I switched it to a bike instead of a run so that it wouldn't show up in my results as a run. But I didn't do it in Koros. So Koros had my PRs.
Oh,
like,
right.
all my PRs got blown out the water.
Yeah.
Like a 17-minute
man.
5K. And this is, riding with Meg. So she was running these
Right.
paces.
Can you delete that and stuff?
I'm finding out, like, I just switched the activity.
Oh, okay.
But
That's right.
I may have deleted it out of Chorus actually because I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I had a new half marathon PR at 1:23, and I ran like it was something ridiculous.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, people. Thanks for tuning in for another week of randomness.
Yeah. Happy
Banter.
New Year.
Be careful
Yeah.
about that search history on some of the topics we covered today.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Or just rely on Robbe to be your search engine.
Yeah.
That's what you should offer a service. Like people can.
I'll Google that for you.
Would you want somebody else? Like, hey, look up sex robots for me.
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
All right. On that note,
Peace.
Bye.
hi, Mom.